Today, David Icke is going to reveal the specific reasons why everything is going to be different for XRP in the year 2025. He is going to start by saying that everything is going to change. You have no idea what is going on right now in the financial sector and what the elitists are trying to do with the world. But the video that we are going to show you today will really delve deep into a lot of the systems that they are building and what they are trying to do. And we are going to talk about the solution to all of these problems toward the end of this video. It is, of course, a project that is based on the cryptocurrency XRP. Listen up, because the information that I am going to share with you all in the video that I am going to upload today is of the utmost significance. What I need from you guys is to click that like button so that everyone can see this, and then we can get started with this project. It all comes down in the end, in terms of these society-controlling organizations, to what I call the global cult, which is a global network of secret societies and semi-secret groups with A. Once you have descended far enough into the rabbit hole, you will eventually find a mission control, which is a primary organizational hub. This provides an explanation for why nations have a tendency to react in an extremely similar manner to situations that are similar to one another. One thing to keep in mind is that when you discuss control and the necessity of control, you are really referring to the structure of society. For the most part, control is determined by financial considerations. Who holds it and who does not have it. If you take a look at a definition of freedom, you will notice that it is choice. When you have more options available to you, you feel more liberated. When you have fewer options available to you, your level of freedom decreases. Because of the way that society is organized in the modern era, the most important factor that determines decision is money, specifically who has it and who does not have it. I have heard people talk about how the billionaires and the corporations that are owned by billionaires, among other things, are always concerned with money. On one level, however, you are correct. They have a mindset that may be described as an unquenchable well of greed. On the other hand, the accumulation of wealth is not the focus of the bottom line of bottom lines. Through the use of money as a weapon, it is the consolidation of control. And if you consider how this cult, in all of its myriad manifestations, was responsible for bringing the monetary system to its current state, you will see that it was. To create money out of nothing, often known as credit, and then charge interest on that money is the basis of this system. Consider the following scenario: you go to a bank and ask for a loan of £100,000. To put it another way, the bank does not engage in any activities that include the movement of precious metal or any of these other associated activities. Your account gets credited with a sum of $100,000, which is a credit that has never existed, does not exist, and will never exist, save in theory. That is followed by the statement that we are going to charge you interest for doing that. If you do not repay the principal as well as the interest that is accrued on the credit, then we are going to seize the wealth that you have that is already in existence. Anything from your home to your place of business to your land. In addition, if you consider the fact that money is created, even in theory, when you go to a bank and ask for a loan, you will borrow £100,000 and the bank will deposit £100,000 into your account. You are not solely responsible for repaying £100,000, rather, you are responsible for repaying £100,000 plus interest. With this theoretical approach, the interest is never formed, rather, it is only the principal that is created. As a result, it was not a fortunate coincidence. And so listen, if you find that these systems are a little bit frightening to you, there is no better moment than the present to acquire some Bitcoin and put it onto a cryptocurrency exchange. This will allow you to keep your own assets without having to worry about a bank freezing them. And in my opinion, there is no better cryptocurrency exchange to accomplish that right now than Margex. So if you guys want to do that, sign up using my link down below. And if you trade using my link, you just buy your chosen cryptocurrencies. Margex is the best cryptocurrency exchange to do that right now. That alone will earn you free cryptocurrency through an airdrop, but only if you utilize my link to sign up for Margex, which can be found further down on this page. Let us return to the video, shall we? In no way, shape, or form is there are sufficient units of exchange money in circulation, regardless of the form it takes, to pay back all of the principal on the loan that is still outstanding, as well as all of the interest that is still outstanding on the debt. Due to the fact that there is not enough money in circulation to pay back all of the debt, individuals are going to lose their homes and their businesses. This is an unavoidable consequence of the structure under which it is constructed. When you take into consideration the phrases that are being used, this can become rather frustrating. As an illustration, the term liberal refers to the woke mentality. I'm sorry, but that's the way I explain things to them. The mindset that you will encounter in your entire life is the most illiberal you will ever encounter. It is more fascism than liberalism, if you know what I mean. Nevertheless, you come across this anti-capitalism that is associated with capitalism. In any case, it would be wonderful if we had it. The situation that we are in is one of cartelism. Consider Facebook, Amazon, and a number of other corporations as examples. Each of these businesses is a good illustration. Companies is the name given to them. The money that was used to produce them was cult money, which had no limits. The result of this is that they get built up to the point where they become monopolists. Moreover, during the period of their development, they are permitted to lose a significant amount of money. Take a look at Amazon, for example. They are making a tremendous amount of money year after year, and they are doing so because they are establishing themselves as a monopolistic supplier. As a result, you eventually arrive at the point where you have an almost monopoly on the market. When this happens, you begin to make enormous sums of money. When you reach that position, you will be able to begin controlling the odds. This is the reason why all of a sudden, after we had access to a free internet, platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Google, and so on are now participating in the most severe kind of hysterical censorship, which is nothing more than the burning of digital books, which the Nazis were known to engage in. Furthermore, what you are doing is that you are constructing these businesses with money from the CIA, such as Facebook and other such entities. They are also competing against other businesses in the industry. You may refer to them as truly capitalist businesses that are run by entrepreneurs who are putting their creative skills to use. On the other hand, the other businesses with whom they compete are required to keep an eye on their bottom line. They are unable to continue to accrue losses year after year after year. It is because of this that they are at a significant disadvantage in comparison to big coal businesses which have an unlimited cash flow until the point where they no longer require it because they have a dominant position in the market. After that, what happens is that when other firms come along, they just buy them up. This is something that we have seen happen with Facebook and a great number of other companies. When they come across a competitor, they purchase them and then gain control of them through acquisition. By the end of the day, it is essentially a competition that is worthy of its given name. There you have it, cartelism. The concept of capitalism is not present when groups operating within the same financial sector, whether they be oil firms, social media businesses, banks, or any other type of organization, move as a single entity in order to exert influence over the market. Here we have communism. It is an example of control being centralized. And when you have other organizations that were created by cults, such as PayPal and these other groups in the financial sector, who then say to people who are competing against cult companies, such as Facebook or social media, when independent social media entrepreneurs, or proper capitalists, begin to build up nonsensical social media platforms and nonsensical video platforms, they are saying that they are competing with cult companies. What ends up happening is that cartel firms like as PayPal and other payment companies come in and say, no, we are not going to continue working with you. You are unable to. Because we have complete control over this market, you are unable to continue operating because you are unable to operate without us. I embarked on a voyage after coming to the realization that the powers that give the impression of managing the world, such as governments, prime ministers and presidents, may not actually be in charge of the world. The true power remained hidden away in the shadows, where it was never visible to you. In order to discover not just that the power lies in the unseen, but also what that power is trying to do in terms of where it wants to take humanity, I embarked on this journey of uncovering it with the intention of discovering it. Now, because you are dealing with psychopaths who are devoid of empathy and have no boundaries, the extent to which they wish to remove mankind from the world is absolutely, truly horrifying. In addition, I witnessed this in the early 1990s.